Welcome back to Carl's Conversations, everyone. This is the safe place to have difficult conversations. And in this particular series that we're doing, we are shining the spotlight on Black excellence. This is the Black Excellence Showcase in honor and celebration of Black History Month. We are honoring all kinds of business owners and advocates of people in our community that are helping Black and brown people, those who are doing tremendous things in business and all sorts of good things that are going on in the Black and brown community. And we want to shine that spotlight of Black excellence on them. And so we're very thankful to bring you this particular series. It is an absolute pleasure to bring you several different people. And let me tell you something. I know we're honoring Black History Month, but we're not going to be limited to Black History Month. We are going to maintain this series for quite a while until we just run out of gas. We're not going to be limited to the confines of the month of February. There are so many shining examples of excellence in the Black and brown community, and I want to do all I can to present that to you. I was saying to somebody before we went live here that oftentimes we are looking to go and find people with these big names and all of these accolades, and that's great. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But all around us are shining examples of Black excellence. And so we need to give each other our flowers while we're yet here. We don't need to wait and we don't need to do all that. But we have shining examples of Black excellence all around us. And so that's what we're going to do. We are going to make sure that we have the spotlight, the showcase for Black excellence. And our guest, Armee, she's having some technical difficulties now, but that's all right. While she's getting it together, we're going to be right here. Our guest, her name is Armee Hardee. She is a tremendous business owner and entrepreneur. She is a tremendous Southern cuisine extraordinaire. She is an amazing person. She's an overcomer in so many areas of life. When I tell you somebody who just knows how to grind, and get things done, this is Armee. And her story is one that is almost unbelievable. Nobody can really tell it like her. But I want to welcome Armee Hardee to Carl's Conversation. This is not her first time being here, but the first time on this particular platform where we are showcasing the Black excellence. So Armee, welcome to Carl's Conversations. What should I say? Welcome back. And we're very thankful that you said yes to our invitation.
Well, thank you for having me. This is an amazing month to highlight my businesses, my gifts from God. Let me make sure I'm clear with everything I do is directed by God. And again, this is an amazing opportunity for me to enlighten, empower, and assist other individuals with things that we have no idea of sometimes. Um, I don't know where to start because I am a serial entrepreneur. Catering has always stuck with me. We know that because I can get in the kitchen. And cooking has stuck with me for over 20 years. Um, it has been a passion of mine. It has been therapeutic, and it's definitely a gift that God gave me. Um, I have told many individuals with cooking it's different when it's your passion. Some people cook to get a paycheck, and I cook because that is my way of sharing a part of me. Oftentimes when I'm cooking for clients, myself, my family, I have to make sure my energy is right. My head is right. My music is right. My ingredients are fresh because that is fresh in, positive out. That is very important. And it also gives you a different feeling, above all. People might think it's funny, but I dress up when I cook. I might have on a dress shirt, and some sneakers. I might throw on some Jordans because I feel like When God gives you a gift, you got to impress him too. It started with him. So why not go before him, right? And when you go before him, right, and with the right presentation, with the right praise, with the right humility and the right purpose, what you end up creating is something absolutely amazing. Sometimes I produce stuff. I don't never go by recipes. I just go in the camera. I mean, I go in the cabinets and pull stuff where this might taste nice. This might taste nice. I don't use a measuring cup. I don't use nothing. I just use these hands and I do what God has directed me to do. Um, and for me, it goes back to even when God talked about feeding a multitude. Because many times, even for my clients, if I have excess food, let me see how many houses I can feed with what I have left. Whether it be my children, whether it be some of the individuals that are on the street that don't have a meal, haven't had a meal. And I feed them just like I feed myself. If I had steam bags and that's what I made for the day, I had seafood left. Well, guess what? Y'all got more bags today. I'm gonna give them napkins. I'm gonna give them the wipes. I'm gonna give them the same strawberry lemonade that I make because people seem to forget being a boss, we still have to serve. That is
Amen.
our obligation because God does not appoint everybody to be a boss.
Let me
We
ask you
are.
something. Now, it's amazing, right? And this is why I wanted to put this spotlight of Black excellence on you. People are hearing you. They know that you're a serial entrepreneur. And I'm going to ask you to explain that in a minute, too. But some people have these marvelous ideas, but they have no idea of how to start. So they may be thinking, well, maybe she grew up with, her mom and dad being business owners. Maybe somebody showed her the way. But I want you to tell the audience your story. What was the burn in your belly? What was it that made you say, listen, almost did you have a business degree? What was it that made you start? How did you learn along the way to get to where you are now, where you are a serial entrepreneur and you're having success?
The funny thing is, I did a presentation not too long ago at Founders Inn for a nonprofit, a woman-owned nonprofit, and I was so intimidated because she said, "Send me your bio." Okay, and I'm like, "Bio? What am I gonna put up here?" Because I don't have no whole bunch of certifications and doctrines and masters and those things. I was a young mother that was married at 19 years old, second child at 20, and we were poor. We were a young family. I was a telemarketer, and at that time, I was selling spray on satin, Pro Craft of Virginia. I'm like, what in the world is spray on satin? But listen, it gave me a paycheck. I was good on the phone with getting appointments and everything I said, they were selling it. So one of the salespersons there, he said, "Army, I need to talk to you." And I'm like, "About what?" And he said, "Well, I'm leaving." Okay, all right. Well, it was other salespeople, so it just didn't hit me. And he said, "Well, I want to take you with me. I'm about to start doing mortgages." I said, "I don't know nothing about a mortgage." He was like, "Well, I want you to build a telemarketing team. We're gonna get you some people, you're gonna train them, and you're gonna run leads for the loan officers." And I said, "Okay, this might work." Because he said, "And we'll pay you $10,000 more." Now, when is we leaving? Was my question. Okay. So I got there and I was doing good and I was looking at them, I was like, well, I got a decent job, making a little bit more money. We were still poor, but I was still making more money. But what I noticed was these loan officers was running around bragging about their paychecks. I'm sitting here like, wait a minute now. Them paychecks was $3,000 or $4,000 off of them closing off of houses. I'm sitting here looking like $800, $900. Well, we need to switch checks because y'all are using my ability to get someone comfortable with me explaining to them how they can utilize the equity in their homes to get out of debt, my way of making them comfortable to make the transition. By the time I give it to them, it's a sale. All they have to do is go sign the paperwork. I printed the paperwork for them to go out. So I'm like, told my boss, I said, we need to have a little conversation because I'm a young parent and I'm running around and I'm seeing all these loan officers with these big checks and it's based off of me. So I need to be a loan officer or I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, okay, 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 Army, because we can't afford to lose you. And he made me a loan officer, but he didn't explain anything to me. That's sadly, I'm sure that happens to a lot of us. We
Mm-hmm.
have a gift and people cage us. They only give us the carrots that we need to survive. You ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna give me the carrots and the creme brulee. You're not gonna make it good for me like it's good for yourself. You're just gonna tell me the bare minimum. So I started doing some loans and I was like, oh, a $1,500 checking. My check still don't look like theirs. So my brother, I talked to Gerald, God rest his soul. He is into everything. He was into everything. And I said, my checks don't look like theirs. He said, I have a friend that has a mortgage company. He said, come and see him and bring your HUDs from your closings. I took my HUDs over to him. He said, let me see your paychecks. And I showed him my stubs. He said, oh, he telling you put one little point on the front. And that's you think you getting something. Do you know that we make money three ways? The bank pays for you giving that interest rate for 30 years. And then their junk fees. He said you can get paid three ways. He paying you one. And by the time we finish going through all of those HUDs, he had got me for almost $70,000. And I felt so betrayed because I had just given my all. They were
Mm-hmm.
doing so well. We end up moving locations in the middle of me marketing for him. We got a whole nother office. We had two. And sat down with him and I said, I'm hurt because you betrayed me. You told me you were gonna make me a loan officer, yet you didn't give me all the tools so that I can make money the way that y'all made money. You treated me like I was naive. I
Mm-hmm.
said, so we can do this one or two ways. You can give me my money that you owe me. I'll even be nice and you can give me half of what you owe me. I said, but if you cannot, I'm gone. Run your own mess. He said, well, I can't afford to do that. Well, I can't afford to stay here. Because guess what? That same man that showed me them fees, he gave me a window office. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Told me come there. He's someone train these loan officers like you train yourself. Because I was self-generated. One thing about me, I always go out and tell people what I'm doing, the importance of it. I offer something for free before it's a cost to them. It's nothing for someone to sit down and just say, let me look at your interest rate. Let me look at your mortgage statement. Let me look at your bills. Let's see if this makes sense. How much equity do you have in your house? Let's see if we can make a better solution for you. You know, there's a family member of mine, and we placed a bet with me. My uncle. And I said, man, I could take your interest rate on investment property. I said, and I can give you 4.75%. He said, man, that don't exist. I said, bet me some money on it. I bet you it do. Because people don't tell us we can buy interest rates. It might cost you a little bit more, but you locking that interest rate in for 30 years. And
Mm-hmm.
not only did I buy the interest rate, I took that mortgage from a 30-year mortgage to a 15, and it only increased his payment maybe $100 and gave him $15,000 back. You can't play with me. Once I did that, I was like, oh,
So
okay,
this was all. This was you taking the initiative to read on your own
right,
and just kind of learn as you go.
right, right. I mean, I can't, and I'm one thing about me. People will learn. I I can't work with anybody if I can't be transparent. I can't be anybody but myself. And I have learned from what I saw, what I worked around, from my environment. That is how I learned. I am not one that I've tried college. It bores me. you know. So I had to learn things hands on, and it paved the way for me to do all types of things. Like I went from doing mortgages, I've sold life insurance, I flipped property, all stemming from me learning in that one field. It took me other places, and unfortunately it has stuck with me because my phone rings all the time about, well, what should I do if this and what should I do if that. That is what led me to consulting, which is the new baby. um ACH business and financial services. So my accountant, she was supposed to do a presentation, and she said, girl, I do not feel good. She said, I need you to fill in for me. I said, fill in where? She said, there's a nonprofit and they want someone to come and talk about finances and investments. I said, you want me to talk about financing and investments? Okay, sure. Anytime for me to go on a platform, let me edit because I know what God done put in me.
Right.
So I accepted, and even when I was writing my bio, I made it very nice and sweet, and when I got there, my girlfriend, she had wrote me some information to use, during the presentation. But something just rose up in me, like because I had that presentation the day before, because I knew the type of audience I was going to have. I went and got my license. I said, well, I might not have a degree, but let me make this a LLC. Let me make this look right,
Mm.
because these individuals have work, they are established, and I have to align in some type of way. And the first thing I told them when I got up there, I said, they were some magnificent women. They had all types of backgrounds. One lady there was a mentor. She used to write speeches for some of the government in DC, like some of the stories, retired military, and now they're doing self defense classes. They've written books. Like I was really sitting at a table and I'm just in awe, like, I'm here for real. And the first thing I told him, I said, "Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all all this background and experience I have. I'm gonna tell you what I do have. God gave me a gift. At first, I didn't think I was worthy to stand
Mm.
up here with y'all. I said, but you know what? I said, when God does something and He ordains it and endorses it, I am able. I am that person. That is my gift. And that's how I actually came up with the consulting business. Um, I have been doing that business since October, and it is doing amazing things for me. I hope, everyone is still up here. Can you
Oh yeah.
still hear me? Can
Oh
someone
yes.
let me know if you can hear me?
Oh yes. Yes.
Okay. You can still hear me, but he's having technical difficulties, so I'm going to keep moving.
Oh yeah.
Um, I met a lot of inspiring young women there that were doing all types of things in their lives. They had all types of businesses, all types of careers. And I know the things that I have under my belt, I'm able to be of assistance to individuals like those individuals, to our everyday individuals. Um, I am a person that has reached a lot of highs, and I know what it is to reach a low as well. I know how to bounce back from a low. And one thing that my brother told me, he said, I ain't never seen nobody like you. You like a cat. And if somebody throw you out a helicopter, you gonna land on your feet. Well, this is true. And God just kind of spoke to me and said, I have a very strong network of people, individuals, business owners, entities that I have worked with for a number of reasons. Whether it be accounting, whether it be business equipment, whether it be financing. So, what I decided to do is build a village. If I can take all of my resources and share them, how powerful would we be? And then if I take my clients and we all partner and support each other, how strong are we?
Mm.
The problem is people are so scared to support others that, oh yeah, yeah, I ain't gonna help you do that. And I ain't scared of nothing, because one thing about it, when God give you a gift, you're supposed to share it. That is how he blesses you. You don't share it with the expectation of, oh, I'm gonna get this. And yes, I get paid, and no, I'm not cheap. I'm very honest about that. But what I share with my clients is unlike anything they will ever receive with anyone else. We may be working on a project. I might be opening a business for them. I may be creating the funding for them, but I'm gonna make life easy for them because they're not gonna have to do anything. You're gonna give me everything that I need. I'm gonna make them phone calls for you. I'm gonna find the cheapest liability policy. I'm going to find the contract for you with this business. Cause yes, I actually the clients that I have now, their opening came along with a contract, and I pulled that out the sky. It scared me.
So
I'm
let
like,
me make sure I understand. So with ACH, business, I think you're doing business services, business and financial services. What you're doing is you're helping, I think, new businesses get established, and I guess helping established businesses expand. Am I understanding it correctly?
I do even more than that because most of my clients, some of them already have businesses. So in this economy, I'm educating individuals. If we don't have multiple streams of income, we in trouble because we don't know when the ball is going to fall out of something else. What I help personal finance and I help business. Now, when I get into it, I'm going to always encourage you. I'm going to look at your credit. I'm going to see what you look like on paper because people really do not understand the power of credit. You don't even know some of the simple phone calls that you make. They're rating you on your credit for car insurance. They're rating you on your credit for life insurance. They're rating you on your credit for certain jobs. So we have to look at that, and we have to fix that first. There's certain credit profiles that just is like ding ding ding. It opens the gateway for everything. So I do a process. It may start with the personal credit because people always think, "Oh, I'm going to use my business credit." I hear it all the time. I'm gonna use my business credit. Business credit still is a personal credit pool. Whether it be soft or hard, they're still looking at you on a personal aspect when it comes to your credit because with business credit you can always ask for more because it takes more to generate a business. So I kind of do things in steps. I'm gonna do the credit pool. I'm gonna do the analysis. Even in their business, I'm like, well, this business is doing good. Did you ever think about doing this, or would you like to expand this business? But with my clients that I'm speaking of now, I fell into an opportunity, and they were all looking to do something else in addition to what they were doing. So there may be multiple funding for that because we might have to restructure some things in order to accommodate for this new business that we're going to open. But I do everything, from beginning to end. And when they sign on with me, I am not, I might say my business hours are 9 to 5, but I build a friendship, quote unquote, not too personal, but they can call me at any time. That is what I'm here for. When we have the wolves, well, do you really think this is gonna work? And what's going on? You can call me. Been there, done that.
Right.
If we can't do this thing together, we can't do it at all because I need you to stay just as pumped up as I am so that we can get through. um I do everything. I want them to know when they come to me, I'm all in your business because you my business. And I'm gonna be in your business, and ain't nobody gonna mess up your business. That's how I feel. We have to create a partnership because as long as I do those things right, when I start to build this community, we are gonna be just the most powerful entity ever. Because one thing that I do is try to keep the businesses different. I don't want everyone doing the same thing because how are we going to support each other if we're all doing the same thing? But if we're doing something different, I can say, hey, my accountant is over here. Let her clean up your taxes. Let her do this, let her do that. This is the broker that I use. Let's switch your liability insurance because you're paying too much. The banks that I use, I actually go and sit down with the branch manager. I roll out the red carpet. If we're gonna get funding, I want you to become very, very comfortable with the individual that's gonna do that funding for you. I want you to know the expectations from the bank, and if they're gonna give you this loan, What is the bank going to offer you? Because if you about to take 40, $50,000 from them, okay, tell me, why do I want your 40 or $50,000? What are you going to do for me? What are the benefits for me banking with you? What else, is available? Do you have a competitive rate? I want them to get all the information that they need so that they feel comfortable moving forward, because I like questions. I ask
Hmm.
a lot of them myself, and even when I send my clients out, excuse me because I'm pouring on those. When I send my clients out, um if someone shows me something and they don't align with the type of service that I offer, we can't work together, because you have to. I tell people I only gravitate towards people I aspire to be like. I'm probably the lowest person on the totem pole, but you would think I was just as high, because they sit with me just like, sorry y'all, I got a cold. They sit with me, just like I'm one of them. And that's how I've built, because one thing I do before I send anybody over to anyone, I go sit down with my little purse, my little phone, my little notebook, and be like, hi, my name is Armee. I'm gonna shake your hand and everything. Well, let me explain to you what I do. And then I want you to explain to me what would be the benefit of me working with you. I have a pool of individuals that I work with. So why would I want to steer them your way? I interview them, because I want to make sure that they're going to get what they deserve. Everyone that I work with, I believe they are the creme de la creme, just like I am. You're gonna be eating caviar just like I like to eat caviar. Lump crab meat, lobsters, whatever. You know, we're going to have that because we deserve that. We work hard. You know, life is not easy these days. We have all been through quite a bit, and the economy is still changing. So with the money and credit that we're utilizing, we have to make sure that we're making adequate investments and the right moves. But for me, I ask God, because everything starts from God. If it's not for me, then break it. I
Mm.
don't ever want to do anything that's against what He's asking me to do, because without Him, I wouldn't be where I am. I tell you, God just be just dumping me in pools sometime. I'm like, well, how did I get here?
Let
Okay,
me
God,
ask you this: do you find yourself talking to people sometime who ought to be in business, but they're not? In other words, maybe you're somewhere having conversations, and maybe somebody has a great idea, but for whatever reason, either don't have the motivation, the know how, or the desire to take that idea and turn it into an entrepreneurial, a step to make some money. Do you find yourself with people like that? And are you able to take a person like that who has an idea but maybe doesn't have the know-how, and to help them to launch that so they can create a stream of income for themselves?
I have someone like that right now. And someone had told her about me, because again, I only work off of referrals. And she was super skeptical. I mean, super. I've know she has a business, but it's very structured, very routine. But she had great ideas, and I set up an appointment to meet with her. And she probably gonna kill me, but I'm gonna use her as an example. I set up an appointment to meet with her, and she messaged me, "Well, I don't know if I want to meet with you." I was like, "Oh, here we go." But she said she don't want to do anything that God didn't direct her to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, she told me a little bit about herself, and I said, I really respect your honesty. I do, and I love it. But then I had to tell her a little bit about myself and how I have stepped out on faith. I'm There was never a blueprint to anything I did. I just kind of flowed with it, and God carried me through. You've already done the first thing and said that if it's not led by God, you don't want to do it. Well, God has us talking. You got my number. Somebody told you about me. Ever heard of divine intervention? Let's talk about this thing, because I used to be where you are. Like, and as I begin to find out different things about her, I was like, wow. And that's how I feel about all my clients. Like, we connect on a different level. For them, some things are a thought
Mm-hmm.
or maybe in the future. But me, I'm like a, Let's do it now. 2025 is a year. What's wrong? You already lined up. Let's see if you have the things that you need to get funding. And let me tell you how I can put this thing together and we're gonna start this business. Because my clients I'm working with now, I put their business together in a matter of weeks. Scared
Mm,
myself. I did it so fast. And I'm like, wow, I can really do this. But I'm gonna tell you, when you start to walk in your abundance, one day, and y'all gonna think I'm crazy when I say this, but I said to God, take me somewhere I ain't never been before. People think so many times that you have to talk to God in a certain kind of way. I gotta
mm,
talk to God the same way I talk to a friend, cause they don't know there is no blueprint to how to talk to him. And I said, God, if you take me somewhere I've never been before, I'll do something for you that I've never done before. And we made a pact. And I promise you, since I made that pact, I just be wow. Cause he do stuff and I just be like, wow. Like
mm,
when it's your passion and it's something God has put in you, the way that thing transform is crazy, you
mm,
know, and it's shocking. I'm telling you, I've never even felt the type of energy that I feel now with this business because it's almost like he sits right by me and will tell them such and such and such. Okay, well I said it, da, 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 and it flows because I asked God to anoint my business. You
mm-hmm.
know, I can't do nothing without him. You know, and I'm like, wow, if I would have done this years ago, where would I be? But it's okay because I'm here now. You know, and I'm looking to make a difference. It took someone to believe in me and bring me where I needed to be outside of God. You know, and it was never anybody that I thought it would be. So why can't I be that same person to others? Let me tell you, you're not wrong. Success starts with the thought, then it becomes an idea, then you make a plan, and then you execute it. And we all need to know, oh, well, this person did this and it didn't work out for them. Well, we are all different.
Mm,
You know, embrace being different. As a kid, my aunt tried to teach me how to tie shoes. I ain't gonna lie to you. I couldn't tie them with that loopity loopity. And my aunt had to teach me a whole different way to tie shoes. But I guess what? My shoes was tied. And my
right.
bows look just as cute as everybody else. Sometimes we have to reinvent the wheel and make it work for us, you know. And it's not impossible because look at me, you know, where I'm at right now, you know, how I'm feeling about my business. I love being able to create success for others. Makes me feel good, makes me feel like I'm paying it forward, you know, I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to do. So I help everybody. Even if you don't qualify for no funding, you come to me with the idea, okay, guess what? We gonna work on a plan. We gonna fix the things that are wrong. And then we gonna come up with a plan. So we gonna revisit this in 6 months, or we gonna revisit this in 9 months. Let me write these hardship letters for you. Let me settle these debts for you because I know how to do that from working on the mortgage end. I was trained how to, you know, negotiate for pennies on the dollar. So I don't turn individuals away unless it does not align with my spirit because certain things I'm just not gonna do because I can't put toxic into my business and expect it to flow the way it's supposed to flow. All money ain't good money. I will be okay.
You
Okay.
know, there's something I want to pull from you if you don't mind.
Sure.
There's something that you have said that keeps gnawing at me, and I think people need to hear it.
Right.
You keep saying that you make something from nothing.
Right.
You didn't have all the formal business training. Somebody took a chance on you. You got in where you fit in. You did some self study. You applied yourself bit by bit. You learned the mortgage business. I think that was kind of like the intro into all of what's going on now. You used your people skills to build a network. You were introduced to some people who showed you that you were getting beat at some things, and you just kept building and building and building. But there's something about your confidence, and it seems like you're not afraid to make mistakes. Now you kind of brushed over it, but I want to come back because I want people to know that your success story was not without failures. Your success story was not without disasters. Your success story was not without days that you felt like, I just can't do this. I want to speak to some of that because once again, we're dealing with people who are listening who is like, well, how did she get here? How did she do this? You've answered it, but I want to go back again because maybe somebody didn't get it. What I'm hearing you say is, like they say at Nike, just do it. Now, some of us have credentials where we've been formally trained. We have some degrees. We have some training certificates. We've been to a certain a school and all this kind of stuff. That's great. But what about those of us who didn't come that route? We don't have the wherewithal to go that route. All we got is hustle, an idea, and drive. How do you take that and make it do what it do? And what makes you so confident and fearless? It seems like failure doesn't bother you. Talk to me.
Failure is not an option for me. What we don't understand is you don't manifest doubt. You don't manifest fear. Even on my wall back here, my signs say grind, push through the Monet task necessary to achieve your goal, execute, put in the work and let your results do the talking. Hustle, work hard with consistency and determination to earn the life you deserve. I keep positive things around me. My candle says go getter. This candle says champion. And I keep speaking those things into myself. I'm not telling you I ain't never went through nothing because I'm gonna tell you, when I stopped doing mortgages, it's because the industry crashed. Everybody remember when the subprime market crashed, and I went from making on average $17,000 a month to making $2,000 a month. Oh my gosh. I thought my whole life was over. I couldn't even get off the couch. I didn't know what to do because my pipeline dwindled down because at that time you can refinance your house almost to 100% with a 580 credit score. Okay.
Mm,
Some banks said nope, because that's the reason why we're going through this stuff. People submitting fraudulent information. So we're gonna tighten the whip a little bit. 620, 640. Man, listen, people don't really care about their credit. A lot of us come from families that didn't sit around and talk about credit, life insurance, assets, retirement plans. We was too busy just trying to make it and pay the rent and the bills and keep a roof over our head. So we already started at a place where we were uneducated. So with that, I took a dive. I had to make some adjustments financially. Had to move out of the big old house with the pool. Lord, I thought that was gonna hurt my feelings. 745. Well, 745. It was good seeing you, girl. Mercedes E320. Well, let me sell the rims off because I paid cash for that. Let me put the regular factories back on it. And I had to end up staying in a property that I had actually bought for an investment. But see, God still protected me because I still had somewhere to go. But he also taught me a lesson, and that lesson is if you don't do right by money when you have it, you won't keep it. I have had some times where I done made some money, and I tell you, I'm like, where did it go? That is what makes me so real with my clients because I'm gonna tell you, I'm not one of them people tell you my whole life was perfect. I'm gonna tell you where I went wrong so you don't go wrong.
mm,
you know because I have, like I said, I have hit low points and I have hit high points all my life, but in this particular part of my life, because I have asked God to guide me, things flow different. I wake up happy. Like, I woke up sick this morning. Y'all see I probably look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and I say, well, it ain't gonna stop me. Same thing with my clients. If I'm sick, okay, well, I work from home anyway. My office is at home. So let me keep doing what I need to do. Got a tissue box here, whatever I need to do. You know, you can't stop. You have to manifest success. I mean, just manifest, 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 and pray to God about it. Ask Him to reveal things to you. And it's like He connects you with people. I promise you, like the phone calls I get, I'm just like, where did it come from? Like, where did these people come from? And then their stories connect so much to things that I have been through. So I just feel so compelled to do something different in their life because I can.
Mm.
The things that I have survived in my lifetime, and some, I don't think it's a person out here that, I don't know. I don't think too many people can get through the things that I've gotten through. And losing my brother put me in a place where I really had to realize, okay, our mom had two children and she's gone and he's gone. Okay, God, I get the message, and this is kind of when my life started to turn around. And I said, you left me here. You picked me. I didn't pick me. You picked me because I would have never thought I was a strong one to represent for my family, my legacy. But you put me here for a reason. And when I accepted my purpose, I promised God that whatever I do, I would give back. I have to.
Mm.
Look at the people that invested in me when I had nothing. And I don't mean necessarily just money. For somebody to say, well, let me take you with me.
Mm-hmm.
Let me teach you about this. Let
Mm-hmm.
me teach you about that. Well, let me support your business, sister, because I just like your energy. Like, if it's coming to me like that, why am I not sending it back out like that?
Right.
You know, I'm not perfect. In some situations we had to grow together. I learn as I go. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like about being honest, because I will tell my clients, hold up now. I ain't never heard of this, but I tell you what, I'm gonna make a phone call. I find out. I'll call you back within an hour. I'm not afraid to outsource what I need to know from an expert.
I love that you said that. So many times we get it wrong. I'm not sure whether it's pride or ignorance. I've
Right.
learned that there's a certain power in I don't know.
That
There's nothing wrong when I don't know
yes,
when you don't know.
yes,
When you continue to not know, that would be the problem. But when
right,
I don't know, I want to go consult the expert and we'll learn together.
right.
Something that you're saying, and this is what my interpretation is. It appears that your life of overcoming, whether they were failures or just, lifing, has given you a resilience. And this is what makes you said failure is not an option. And that's a mindset. You manifest success. Do you think that comes from the seasons of failure? Do you think that comes from, going from 15 grand a month to 2 grand a month, not being able to get off of the couch? Do you think you pull from all that to get to where you are now, to have the thrust and the drive that you do?
Absolutely. What I did was I turned pain into power. That's the only way I could get through what I had went through. I used to be so funny because I often hear people say, and I used to be like, who says that? They be like, ain't no money in your feelings.
Mm,
Do you know how many times I heard that? And I'd be like, man, everybody trying to hear all that for real. There's no money in my feelings. I don't have time to feel sorry about the things I went through, the things that I have experienced in life. Like, it's so much in life that I can do. And once God showed me, I'm gonna tell you, He sent me a word. That same conference that I told you I went and got licensed for to
hmm
open my business with this nonprofit. My conversation with them was so powerful. I looked at all of those women and I said, you know what? We all have been through things. Some of us still might be going through things, but we're all gems. So what if we all stood together and made a bracelet? After I said that and finished, the owner of the nonprofit, she got everybody together and she said, let's make that bracelet. Okay. Whew, I get chills every time I think about it. So one of the speakers is one of the young ladies that held my hand, and she whispered in my ear. She said, God told me to tell you, you won't fail this time.
mm.
When I tell you it's been full speed ahead since then, because I heard it, I receive it, and I'm going to do it. and I've been going non-stop. I don't even have days to rest. I'm so busy. All I needed was that word.
Mm,
I'm not God, but if God can put me in a place where all you need is that support, that encouragement, you can do this. Look at, if I done such and such and such, I know you can do it because I'm gonna put it together for you to do it.
mm,
I'm walking in my purpose. And when you walk in your purpose, let me tell you, you walk a little different. I'm gonna tell you, I ain't wore heels in years. I wear them now. Ain't even had no fear, Put them suckers on like I've been wearing them every day. Cause like I said, I want to dress up. I am my brand.
mm,
God gave me a gift. Let me show my gift. That thing has to align with me. It has to align with what I'm putting out there to you. Success. I'm not saying success has to look like this, but I'm saying maybe it does to me. Because anything we do, the first thing we're selling is ourself. Your biggest investment, other than your relationship with God, is your investment in yourself. And it took me 45, almost 46 years to heal. I was a person that was depressed every day. It didn't matter whether I was doing mortgages, life insurance. I was messed up. My life was kind of like a arcade game. I went through some stuff. But when I gave it to God and
mm,
he put his hands on me and started to heal me, I promise you it feels like I was being electrocuted and all this knowledge just started going through my brain. Like I began to write things down because it's like God poured into me so strong. Like I was overwhelmed. I just started writing. Like words just come, ideas just started to come. It was scary, but you know what? I won't gonna miss a beat. You hear me?
mm,
I won't go miss a beat. And when I tell you he's still doing me like that, I be like, man, this idea right here, this is okay, God, I got you. I'm gonna do this. And that's I walk by God. If it ain't meant to be, God don't even let it be. Seriously, I've had a lot of people come to me, but if it didn't align with what I'm trying to impress God. Then I want to impress my community, and I want us to impress ourselves. I want us to work together. You know, I want to be that person and let you know if I am where I am right now, anybody can do it. Cause I really thought I was a lost cause for a long time, but I'm not. I'm probably the best, and I'm not even being funny, because I just do something a little different when it comes to my clients. My clients is my family. For all the tables I didn't think people wanted me at, all the places where I wasn't accepted and I wanted approval, I don't desire that no more. Cause God aligned me with people, and I've built my own village, and He's
this
still sending them.
this is amazing. And Nikki says, I love your spirit, your dreams, desires, and your unrelenting dedication to
Oh,
yourself.
thank you.
This is why, and Nikki, this is why I'm doing this series, the Black Excellence Showcase. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna have a, a moment of transparency here. I don't want to make this seem like I had this all figured out, because in previous years I did this type of thing on a different platform, and it was the Black Business Showcase. I got a phone call around about February 7th or 8th, and my good friend Princess French, and she was like, "Are you gonna do that Black Business Showcase again?" And I thought about it. I said, "Yeah, French, I'm gonna do it, but I'm not gonna
Can you
do
see
it."
my nose pick up?
You know,
That's okay.
you turned your camera off. That's good. I said, you, I'm gonna do it on my platform, Carl's Conversations, because I want to go a little different direction, and I want to have a little bit more freedom to talk about some other things. But as I was putting it together and gathering the first few people that I wanted to invite, I realized a few things. Number one, I was changing it. No, we're not going to do a Black Business Showcase. I want to do a Black Excellence Showcase, because it's not just business. What about people who are doing community advocacy? You know,
Hmm.
what about people who are doing things? Maybe it's entertainment. Maybe the excellence is shown in education. I interviewed a public school teacher last week, Dr. Brown, and you have these different areas of Black excellence. And I'm realizing that my initial thought to just do it for the month of February was incorrect. No, there are so many examples of Black excellence. Yes, we started it in celebration of Black History Month, but we're not going to be confined to the month. This is aligning with much of what you're saying, right? It may start one way, but we have to be open to hearing something different, open to doing something different. I have no guarantee of success, you know, but I did an interview earlier this afternoon. I'm going to play it on Wednesday, but I got some encouragement. Somebody was saying you're on the right track. Somebody needs to be doing what you're doing. In Armee, somebody needs to be doing what you're doing. Somebody needs to be saying what you're saying. We don't know the seed that you planted in Nikki tonight. We don't know what that will grow into.
Right.
You had an effect on Quana Monique tonight. You had an effect on Christina Hampton tonight. They're not putting big time comments onto the screen, and there are others I can't see their names. They haven't commented, but somebody is hearing what you're saying. Somebody is realizing that, you know what, there's Black excellence in me. Matter of fact, I use Black because I wanted to put the spotlight on us melanated people. But
Mm-hmm.
in all honesty, the spotlight is on excellence itself. I'm just shining the spotlight on us because us need some attention. We see what's going on out here, right?
Yes.
And I love the fact that you're here, that you're being transparent, and that you're pouring out. And Christina says, but we watching. And Christina, I want you to know I appreciate it. You were on another episode too. Make sure you help and tell people about what we're doing here at Carlsconversations with this series. This is something, these are stories that need to be told. And I'm going to say again, it's great for people who are getting the so quote unquote superstars. That's great.
That's
I
right.
believe that we have superstars amongst us.
We do.
And I believe that you're one of them.
Thank
Name
you.
may not be in the lights. You may or may not be rolling in millions. I ain't counting your money. I don't get into that, right?
It's coming.
Oh, there you go. But what I'm saying is what you're doing, it is significant. It is impactful. It is positive. And it is an example of excellence. And you are Black. And so these are important things. And I'm so thankful that you're sharing this with us. And Christina thinks this is good too.
Look, we all have to work together, even what you do. It takes that person to give you that platform, put you on that pedestal and provide you somewhere where you can get through to individuals, so that they can know what it's all about. That was my whole purpose. Let me introduce them to Army. Let them see what I'm about. People can say anything behind a text. You can say anything behind social media. You can say anything, on a phone call. But I like for you just to look at my face because you can see my sincerity. Like, it
Mm,
is really my passion to give back because so many people have poured in me through my life. And without them pouring into me, I don't know where I would have been.
mm.
I owe it to do the same thing for others because a lot of people did it for me. Like, even my group that I have now, I have a spiritual counselor, and she don't play, okay?
Oh, I believe me. You better know. I know.
And then when I get in my feelings, what you think she tell me?
Huh. You, because
What
she done
what
told
she
me the same thing.
what she tell me? Look, I don't talk to wimps. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Look, make you whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay.
That's what, and she means that thing.
She do. And I don't
Mhm.
talk, and then she tell me, and I don't even talk to everybody. You done? Yes, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? But when I tell you, having God and then having such a strong spiritual leader to get me through the tough days, because I ain't gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna be having some days sometimes. You know, it took me a long time to stop being a crybaby. Now I just be like, whatever, because something different gonna happen tomorrow. Ain't even paying this no mind. Ain't nothing but the devil trying to come at me. You know, and even when I had doubts, you know, with the new business, something would just happen. And today I was just sitting like, well, been a little quiet. My little businesses and stuff, they're getting up. I got some prospects, and well, God, you know, I don't know. I got a message. Hey, my girlfriend is having a wedding. I referred you for her wedding. Now I'm gonna tell you something. Consulting has became my thing. You hear me? Cause I felt like I was biblical fox or somebody gets to wear the little clothes and heels and stuff. Oh, been feeling my little self, and I dropped 50 pounds, so I've really been like, baby. But that individual didn't even give me no doubts. We went back and forth on that menu for her wedding. She's like, oh, well, would you like to deposit now? Huh? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right.
I'm like, okay. And then someone else contacted me yesterday. They both was like within 24 hours to do an event for them. Then didn't say, well, let me review these quotes. You took my and it was not cheap. I'm like, man, shoot. But I'm fair because you know my food is something fierce.
And listen, we're not going
Listen.
to end with it's one thing what you said, but let me talk about it. See now, if she said you're gonna think she just selling her product, let me say it. A recipient when when I was writing up the notification for this, I wrote it up as Armee Hardee Southern Cuisine Extraordinaire. There are many adjectives, many ways I could have described that. I could have said chef, I could have said cook. Look up extraordinaire and see what that means. Okay. Now, for y'all who like Southern cooking, and I want to take, is it all right if I take my time here? Is that all right?
Have
Okay.
at it.
Southern cooking. I'm talking about potato salad. I'm talking about collard greens, mustard greens, rolls, cornbread, fried chicken, fried fish, pork chops. Now, all y'all that's on these all these good diets, just hear me out now. Now, if this ain't your menu, you just go head on somewhere. Cause she do some other stuff too. She'll make you a nice old pot roast. She know how to do that. She know how to bake the chicken. She know how to do that. Don't worry about it. She know how to bake the fish. She know how to do that. She could do some turkey wings. I done had them turkey wings now. Huh? When I finished them turkey wings, the bones were shining. And anybody who really had turkey wings, you know what I mean when I say the bones were shining. For y'all who don't know, you don't know. But for all who know, you know you got to do some work with them turkey wings to make them bones shine. I made the bones shine. Now, that's just a few little things. And she's right. I wouldn't dare ask her what she used the seasoning with. That ain't my business. I just wanted to be good. What you did in that kitchen, that's your business. I just wanted to be good. It was good. Matter of fact, it was better than good. Have you ever been full all in your back? That's what's gonna happen to you when you mess around with Mimi's Southern cuisine. You're gonna get full in your back. Okay? I want you to know that I know what I'm talking about. So please, listen, you're not always looking for cheap. What you're looking for is right. She said she's fair, and that's good. We
That's
get
right.
what we pay for.
That's right.
I learned several years ago the price is not the most important thing. Now, I understand you have a budget, and price may be your thing because you have a very hard budget. But we
Right.
get what we pay for. Now, if you got a beanie weenie budget, well then you go ahead and buy your beanie weenies, and you enjoy your event with your beanie weenies. But you're not gonna get Armee's finest with a beanie weenie budget. It just don't work like that. But if you're looking for value and you're looking for folks to have the food as a conversation piece, then you hire Mimi's Southern Cuisine. And we haven't even talked about her desserts yet. Now listen, I'm talking about desserts that will make a big man do a splits. Do you understand what I'm saying? Y'all ever seen a big man do a split and come back up and then do a 360 twist and go hee hee? I'm trying to tell you, that's what it do. I'm pouring out. I'm trying to be transparent to you. That's what Mimi's Southern Cuisine does. See, when you understand what soul food is, when you know that somebody put this into it, that's what it's
Absolutely.
like. Her food is
Absolutely.
not just a meal, it's an experience.
That it
So
is.
the way she did now, we spent a lot of time discussing the ACH, business and financial services, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I knew I wasn't going to let her go today without talking about Mimi's Southern Cuisine. And see, Wendy is down there in Hampton. Wendy Armee is located in Chesapeake, but Hampton ain't too far from her. It ain't too
That's
far.
right.
Wendy, when I tell you that I don't care what kind of diet you on, when you mess around with Mimi, you're gonna get full in your back. Do you hear me what I said? In your back. That's what's gonna happen. Now let me come back because I got lost for a minute. Army, I got lost. I got lost.
You're all right. You're all
Yeah.
right.
And y'all got those of us that know her, we call her Mimi. Now, if y'all doing business, it's Army or
Correct.
Mrs. Hardee if you're nasty. Okay, Army or
That's
Mrs.
right.
Hardee. Mimi is you got to have that privilege.
That's
That's a
right.
privilege.
That's
And if you
right.
know, you know.
That's right.
And Wendy said, "Okay, now." Listen, I want to thank you for saying yes to come on. This has been, I want to say, groundbreaking, and
Yes.
I'm sure for somebody who really needed to hear what you had to say, you could really charge for what you gave away here today. And I want to thank you for that because
No
somebody
problem.
probably couldn't afford to get into the room that you were going to charge for. They couldn't afford
Right.
it, but they needed it more than the folks who would pay for it. Does that make sense to you?
That's right. But I'm gonna tell you something about me. I don't count anyone out because you may not have the coins, but if you have some other little key components, we'll get the money. That's what I'm here for. I am a money magnet. That
Mm,
is what I do.
mm,
If you don't have the financial resources, let's talk about how we can get them.
mm.
That's just what I do.
Now listen, if that didn't sell you on ACH, business and financial services, I don't know what is. If you don't have the money, I'm gonna show you how to make it. She's a money magnet. Now, you don't now listen. How can they contact you? Because I'm gonna type this right now so they can see it on the screen. How can they find you?
I have my Facebook page, ACH Business and Financial Services. And for this, I ain't even afraid to put my personal number out there because you can personally call me. I'm not even gonna send you to the business line. We ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna let you hit my personal line, which is 757-401-3257. And I also have that Facebook page that I message through. I'm still building and growing because believe it or not, I just opened this business the end of October. So I'm piecing everything together, but you can definitely find me there. And even if you don't want to have the courage to have a one-on-one conversation with me right now, you can send me a text. Just say, hey, something you said inspired me. Can we talk about this a little bit? Sure. That's
Wow.
that's all it takes.
Well, y'all, there it is. For those of you who are on YouTube, you're gonna see that in your chat. For everybody else, you see it right here on your screen. Her personal number 757-401-3257. Her name and Lord, forgive me, I spelled your name wrong.
You
It is
showed that.
Armee, Armee.
But that's
I was,
okay, because I come with an army, so it's all good. You just confirmed it, okay?
I'm gonna spell it. Let me spell it right so they can see this.
Right.
Okay. So and if you want to find her on Facebook, ACH Business and Financial Services, go to Facebook. You can see about the business. You can message her through Facebook, and let me give you the correct spelling of her name: Armee. Okay, Armee Hardee. Lord, those are, I can't multitask. And so E. Winfield, thank you. She says, he or she, God bless you and your purpose-driven life. She really is a purpose-driven life. I mean, she is, not does have, but is a purpose-driven life. I thank you for your time. It does not seem like we've been talking for an hour and 5 minutes, but we have.
Right.
And thank
Thank
all
you
of
for
y'all.
having me. Thank
Oh,
you for
you're very
having me.
welcome. Now, listen, for y'all who are with us, we've been live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. For y'all who picked this up in the live audience, if you know of someone who could use the information that Armee shared, would you do me a favor? Wherever you pick the conversation up, whether it was on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, can you take that link and send it to somebody so that they can get the conversation? And also, I want you to stay tuned. Carl's Conversations, we are doing this series called the Black Excellence Showcase. I have stuff lined up all this coming week. There are more episodes with some very dynamic people. You can go to the Carl's Conversations Facebook page, or you can go to the Carl's Conversations YouTube channel, or you can go to the Carl's Conversations TikTok spot, and you can see what we're doing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put a banner up here at the bottom of your page right now where you can see where we're located on Facebook and on YouTube, so you can go and look at what we're doing. I want you to stay connected with this showcase in Black excellence. Some of you who are watching, you yourself are a showcase in Black excellence. If you know you need to be sitting on the other side of my screen, I want you to contact me, okay?
Right.
If you know somebody who needs to be sitting on the other side of the screen, I want you to contact me with their contact information or your contact information so we can talk in the background, get everything set up so we can do it. If you haven't done so already, go to Carl's Conversations on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Make sure you like, share, and follow, all right? It would really be beneficial to us. Thank you
Absolutely.
once again, Armee Hardee. You are awesome. You can find her at ACH Business and Financial Services and also at Mimi's Southern Cuisine. Now, I'm telling you, if you don't want to get full in your back, don't call her now, because that's what can happen. And I'm going to tell you how she gets you. I'm going to tell you what she's going to do is she's going to say, well, let me bring you a sample. I'm telling you, if you sample that food, you're going to spend some money. I'm trying to tell you. That's how she got me. All right. Listen, we thank God for each and every one of you. We'll be back later on this week. Just keep an eye on Carl's Conversations. We'll make the announcements, and it is our pleasure to bring you this showcase in Black excellence. Until next time, y'all be well. Bye-bye.